What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back with another player ratings video. We beat Southampton 3-2 in the FA Cup fourth round replay last night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A lot of people would say we were lucky to get away with that one. I felt we were outplayed pretty much for 70 minutes of the game. The last 20 minutes of the game, I thought we really came back into it. Dele Alli really provided some positive input when he came on off the bench, as well as Gedson Fernandes. I felt he provided a lot of positive impetus as well. And we started to attack them with 20 minutes to go, which we didn't really see for the first 70 minutes as Southampton dominated possession. They had the best chances of the game, I felt. They were running our defence ragged, getting in time and time again, but somehow we did manage to find that win at the end. And anyway, let's get into the player ratings, and we're going to start off with Hugo Lloris, and we give him a 6. I felt that he made quite a few good early saves, but he was at fault for Shane Long's goal as the ball came in and he kind of palmed it out, but straight to Shane Long, and then obviously he scored with the empty net. He did palm out some crosses, which was good, but the best save he did on the night was from a Vestergaard header, which he kind of tipped over the bar, which looked goal bound, to be honest. And if that goes in, you could be talking about game over. So there was good work in there from Hugo Lloris, but his mistake for the goal, not really good enough. He needs to be palming it out of trouble, but he palms it straight to Shane Long. But anyway, let's move on to Serge Aurier. With Serge Aurier, I felt he got into loads of good positions on the night, getting up and down that right-hand side really well. He was left out of position for Shane Long's goal. He should have been the man covering Tanganga, and really Shane Long was his man and he should be tighter to him, and that's a part of the reason so he scored. So it's kind of half Hugo's fault, half Aurier's fault. He did try and push us on in the latter stages of the game, in the last 20 minutes, last half an hour. He was really making some surging runs down that right-hand side, no pun intended. But yeah, I think all in all, he should be doing better marking for that goal. But as a performance overall, then yeah, I think it was okay. Nothing too much of note. Moving on to Toby Alderweireld, we gave him a 6. He was in a back 3 for most of the majority of the game. I felt that he kind of did deal with everything that swung his way. It was a very busy evening for Toby Alderweireld, and not any mistakes of note, to be honest. I think Toby is that kind of assured presence at the back, but I think he was let down by his centre-back partnership, and we'll talk about that in a second, which moves us on to Jan Vertonghen, and we gave him a 4. Really upsetting to see from Jan Vertonghen, hauled off after 55 minutes, and you could see the emotion on his face when he got back to that bench. He walked all the way around the pitch and he was practically in tears, and it looked like he was contemplating his whole career in the space of a couple of minutes when the camera panned over to him. But I think this could mark the end of Jan Vertonghen as a top level professional, which is very hard to see. It really is. And I felt that balls were getting through way too easily in the gaps of the middle three, whether it be Tanganga, Vertonghen, Alderweireld. I felt that the balls were just getting past them just way too easily. There were too many gaps there, and they just weren't doing their job really properly. Moving on to Japhet Tanganga, we gave him a 6. He started off in a back 3. He ended up in a back 4 as a left back. I felt that he did okay. Probably out of the 3, he was probably in the middle. I think Toby was probably the best, Japhet second, and then Vertonghen last. I think he did well with stuff that was coming his way, but then he was at fault for kind of letting the balls go past him in those through balls that Southampton kept playing, and kept finding Danny and kept finding Shane Long through the gaps. And you know, Japhet's got to take some of the blame of that. But all in all, I felt that it was a competent display, but nothing to write home about. He has put in better performances, but we're going to give him a bit of leeway because of his age, and he's only just coming into the first team. You know, he's only made about 5 appearances or something. So look, we got to bide our time with Japhet. He is going to make mistakes, but he didn't make glaring mistakes, and it's just something with age he's going to grow and learn into. But Japhet Tanganga, he's a brilliant player, but it just wasn't his best performance. Moving on to Ryan Sessegnon, we give him a 7. I actually thought this was his best performance in a Spurs shirt to date. I felt that our first goal, the own goal, the one where Ndombele took a shot and it got deflected, I felt that a lot of it was down to good work from Sessegnon. He kind of started the move. Defensively, he was okay, nothing negative of note to talk about with that. I felt he was getting up the left-hand side, probably the best that we've seen him. He still struggled to take on his man, but I felt that he caused Southampton problems on that left-hand side. And like I said before, I think he was defensively sound. And like I said, yeah, probably his best performance in a Spurs shirt. Moving on to Eric Dyer, we gave him a 6. Still looks rusty and a bit overweight to me. Every time his name's on the team sheet, I kind of sigh, because I feel like we're much better when Eric Dyer is not on the pitch than when he's on the pitch. But having said that, I felt that he did do a few nice balls over the top last night. I felt that, especially in the last 20 minutes, he was really coming to the fore and really playing well. But for the majority of the game, he was a bit of a letdown, and it was hard because, you know, Southampton had about 67% possession yesterday, and Dyer didn't do enough to win the ball back in the middle of the park, and I thought our midfield got a little bit overrun yesterday, so Dyer was probably a big part of that. But yeah, I do feel for him a bit, because it's evident the guy needs game time, the guy's not fit enough, and he's only going to get game time by playing. But on the flip side of that, he doesn't fill anyone with confidence when he does play, so it's a bit of a catch-22 there, so I'm not really sure what the answer is with Eric Dyer. Moving on to Harry Winks, we give him a 7. I'm really liking Harry Winks recently. I feel that he's really starting to grow into the season now. He put in a proper battling performance in that middle of the park. Obviously he was alongside Dyer, and Dyer and Winks combo never really fill anyone with such joy or such confidence, but I felt that Winks did well yesterday. He was probably the best midfielder on the day. I think he played a lovely ball through to Ryan Sessegnon, which he got tackled last minute, which led to our goal. But apart from that, yeah, I think competent display from Winks. We just need to see more of the same from Harry Winks. Consistency is the key. Moving on to Tanguy Ndombele, we gave him a 6. Only played 60 minutes. As Jose said before the game, he's not fit enough to play the 90. But I felt that he did some good work. He looks unfit, he really does. You can see it. But I felt that he had some nice touches in the middle of the park, trying to make stuff happen. Obviously, it was his goal that led to our first goal in the own goal. But apart from that, after he went off after 60 minutes, I did feel we got better when Dele Alli came on. We really need to get this guy fit and totally fit, because what a talent we have in our hands there. It's just his fitness is the key issue there. If we can get him fit and firing week in, week out, we've got a proper player on our hands. But if not, then we've signed a lot. We've spent a lot of money on another Darren Anderton, really, another sick note. So I really hope Jose and the team can get him playing and get him playing every week in, week out, because we really need him. I feel that a middle partnership of him, Lo Celso and Harry Winks could really be dynamite. But back on his game yesterday, I felt he was okay. Obviously, it was taken off after 60 minutes, and for those first 16 minutes, Tottenham as a whole team was shocking, so you can't read into it too much. Moving on to Lucas Moura, we gave him a 7. For like most of the Spurs team, for the first 60 minutes, very ineffective. For the last 30 minutes, though, I felt that he really shone. He was fighting for every ball. He was getting the ball, trying to beat men, trying to make stuff happen. Absolutely brilliant goal with his lovely footwork and firing it into the bottom corner of the goal. But yeah, Lucas Moura was a nuisance for Southampton those last 30 minutes and really spurred us on to get that goal and to win the game. So well done, Lucas Moura. I think that his performances recently have been like that in the last 30 minutes, but with little end product. But he added the end product in this game, and that's what we love to see with Lucas Moura. So Lucas Moura, we gave him a 7. Moving on to Heung-min Son, we gave him a 7 as well. I felt that he was a constant nuisance to Southampton pretty much the whole game, as an attacking outlet on that left-hand side, through that middle. Both, I think that he played fairly well without being his proper threatening self. He just kind of half threatened, and I felt that in the last 4 games it's a bit similar with Son, because you don't see him in the game that much, you know, but he comes up with the goals every time. He scored in his last 4 games. It was a lovely move to take it round the keeper to earn that penalty. A lot of Southampton fans saying he's dived, but why would you dive when you've rounded the keeper and you've got an open goal? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, but you literally can't argue with the strike rate at the moment. In his last 4 games, 4 goals, but you wouldn't say it's a classic Heung-min Son performance like we've seen in the past. But if he keeps scoring, then I'm not going to have any complaints. He won us the game with that last penalty in the last 10 minutes. So there you go, Heung-min Son. We gave him a 7. Moving on to Jose Mourinho and how we set up, I felt that he didn't really have much choices with Lo Celso and Lamela going out late on. Dele Alli wasn't ready to play, so in terms of creative players from the midfield, we were lacking in it desperately last night, and you could see that. Mourinho kind of explained it like you're playing a chess game but you're missing a few of your pieces, it's going to be hard to win. But all in all, we struggled for the first 60 minutes. Jose did make the changes. Dele came on, Jedson came on. They both made a very positive impact. And you got to commend Jose for changing it in a positive way, because his changes won us the game inevitably. And Jedson could have started. That could have been one. But I think he provided a good outlet when he came on. For the penalty, he kind of made that surging run which started off the attack, and he was looking for the ball more often than not, Jedson. And Dele Alli, the game completely changed when he came on. He was a creative spark, albeit it was 1-1 and we went 2-1 down just after he came on. But after that, I felt we really took control of the game pretty much for the first time in the game, with 25 minutes to go or so. And it was a very, very good display from Dele Alli. But all in all, I'm just happy we got past this game. Cup games can be like this sometimes, When you look at the first leg, we battered them for 90 minutes pretty much, and they got a late equaliser. This game was the flip side, They pretty much battered us for 60 minutes, 65 minutes, but we got the winner at the end. So it was great to see. It was a great display in the last 25 minutes, but we got to be better for 90 minutes. I get the point that we were missing out quite a few players, and Southampton were at full strength. Southampton are a very on-form side. Maybe it's just a lack of personnel in the squad and in the centre midfield roles. The link play, Dele Alli and Lo Celso love to do that, and without them, then it's going to be hard for us to link the play from midfield to attack, and we saw that last night. But in terms of the way we set up, I didn't think we needed 5 in defence to 3 at the back. I felt that we should have done 4-3-3 maybe, but all in all, we got the result, and it was Jose's changes that got us the result, so you got to commend him for that. But anyway, that's our player ratings. We have a little bit of a break now, so we're not going to be having content for the next couple of days. But next game, we have got Villa away, which is not this weekend, it's next weekend. So check out our content revolving that game. Like, subscribe and comment below and tell me what you think of my ratings. And as always, come on you Spurs.